me, this one's going to go big.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. So then, the random 500 pounders. I have talked about these enough on the channel before, and now I'm going to finally get round to doing a video about them as well. Now then, a little bit of background material to this. I have made a couple of videos that are relevant to this one before. There's this one here which is called a token difference, and there's this one here which is called the death of the fruit machine, and these are kind of linked. If you haven't seen these videos before, or you have seen them and you've forgotten what they're about, I'll give you a quick recap here just to put this video that I'm making now into context, and that is to say that we have got our own gambling legislation on the Isle of Man. We are not a part of the UK, we are a Crown dependency of the UK, and we have our own parliament that passes its own laws about all aspects of life. And one of those things is the gambling legislation on the Isle of Man as well. So for that video here about a token difference, I was talking about how tokens were never a thing on the Isle of Man. All fruit machines were always all cash payouts, and in that video there you can see that I've got an Isle of Man specific ROM loading up into the old Maygame machine. It's a knockout. Now in this video here, the death of the fruit machine, I was talking about how the fruit machine has died a death on the Isle of Man. The traditional fruit machine is effectively no more, pretty much no more, and it has been killed by the random 500 pounders, and that is kind of what I'm talking about in this video here, the death of the fruit machine. And I kind of go through a timeline of how pubs on the Isle of Man, it's not that the machines have gone from pubs on the Isle of Man. All pubs, pretty much any pub that you go to on the Isle of Man, it will have machines on site, but they will be random 500 pounders. They will not be traditional real based fruit machines. Now the timeline on this, I'll just do, like I say, a quick reappraisal. Basically, the 500 pounders were legal in pubs and arcades from back when they were first released in the UK. I think for fruit machine jackpot timeline, we're talking about the £25 jackpot days. And I remember them trying a couple of random 500 pounders on site back in the £25 jackpot days, but they just didn't catch on. Nobody really played them. And then they tried again in the £35 jackpot era, and they started to get a little bit more traction in the £35 jackpot era, but the majority of machines were still traditional fruit machines. But it was the £70 jackpot era where these random 500 pounders really took over, and when the traditional fruit machine effectively died. And I do cover that in quite some detail in that video there called the death of the fruit machine. I will link both of these videos, a token difference and the death of the fruit machine. I'll link them in the description for this one. But in simple terms, I know a lot of people say that the £70 jackpot era was great, and yes, it was great in terms of making money, but in terms of what was left for people who weren't clued up, it was a horrible era. Can you imagine going round, if you're like a change from the round brigade or a casual punter, you've only got, you're only going to put 10 or 20 pounds into the machines. Can you imagine if you come up on a done flicker, or an alien that's been done, or an electro coin skill machine that's been done? There were just so many machines that were fucking spankable in the £70 era. But what we had over here that you haven't had in the UK is there was nothing else to fall back on in the UK. It was £70 jackpot fruit machines or nothing, basically. Whereas in the Isle of Man, they have always had the ability to cite these £500 jackpot machines in pubs. And they didn't really catch on in the £25 jackpot era, a little bit in the £35 jackpot era, but in the £70 jackpot era, these things took off big style. And now there are a handful, and I mean literally a handful, of traditional fruit machines left on the Isle of Man. We did get the £100 upgrade over here later than you got it in the UK. We were a bit behind. It took a while for them to change the legislation over here, but we have had £100 jackpot machines over here for a few years now, and there's a handful of them. In Ramsey, my hometown, I think I can think of one. Out of all the pubs in Ramsey and all the pubs that have got machines, I can think of one traditional fruit machine. In Douglas, that's our capital, I can think of maybe 2 or 3 fruit machines that I am aware of in all of Douglas. But you go into any pub even today, and you will see random £500 jackpot machines. One that's still around, for example, this one here, Ocean's 11. This one is still on site in a lot of pubs. These have been around for years and years and years. You can see that's me there playing it on £2 a go. These have been around for years, and you can still find them in the pubs of the Isle of Man now. And this one here, the reflex machine, Fortune 500. This is still on site. This machine here, this exact unit here, is on site in a pub just down the road, literally 5 minutes walk away from our house. This is on site in a pub to this day. This exact machine here, that's me playing it there on £2 a go, a 92% payout. I don't really like these things, and I don't play them very much. However, they've done very, very well with casual punters, because casual punters who were just fed up with getting fucked by done fruit machine £70 jackpot that they would never have a hope in hell of ever winning. Can you imagine how bad locked down flickers, locked down aliens, where players such as myself, and I wasn't a great player, but I could do flickers and aliens, and I was not the only player around here. There were other players going around. So can you imagine what was left of flickers that were being done and aliens that were being done, and there were players keeping on top of them? They would have been truly, truly miserable for the casual punter. But we had the solution, if you will. We had the answer ready to go, which you didn't have in the UK, which was these random £500-pounders waiting in the wings. And in that £70 jackpot era, when fruit machines were just completely fucked for the average punter, these things took over, and I can well understand why they did as well as they did, because they are a far better proposition for casual players, or players who they want a bit of a gamble, but they want a chance of winning something, which they didn't have on £70 jackpot fruit machines. And make no mistake, this will go the same way in the UK as well. I understand now that there's quite a lot of digital units with random £100 jackpot games on them proliferating in the UK pubs, and if our experience here on the Isle of Man is anything to go by, they will take over. They will kill the fruit machine in the UK just the same as random games, albeit with a bigger jackpot, killed the fruit machine here on the Isle of Man, because people understand two things. First of all, they understand random. They understand what a random game is. They also understand that they've got higher average payouts long term. 92% is about the norm, or 94% in the case of those that Ocean's 11 and Night Fever, I think it's called, is the other Empire one. They're set to 94% over here. So people understand random, and they understand high percentage payouts, and they also understand that those two things put together mean that they've got a reasonable chance of winning, because these things get played. These things are popular. They've been around for years and years now, but they still get played, and they still do good business. You go to any new pub that opens on the Isle of Man. We got quite a new sort of sports bar type place opened up in Douglas a couple of months ago. They have got a random £500 jackpot machine in there. Now, the reason that I've picked these two here, which are both BFMs, well, partly because they're emulated, because all of the £500 jackpot machines that are emulated at the moment, with the exception of Fortune 500, they all run on the BFM video technology Adder 5, so these are emulated. That's the first thing. And the second reason that I've chosen these ones is that these are machines that I remember seeing in pubs. Both of these machines here I have seen on site in pubs. In fact, this one on the right hand side here, this Monopoly one, that was in a pub in Peel. The last time that we went out for a session in Peel, it was about a year ago now, they had one of these just in a pub, in the pool room. Monopoly Wonders of the World, £500 jackpot, £2 play. And indeed, here's some pictures that I got of the real thing. There's also one of these in an arcade in Ramsey. They are some pictures that I took of the real thing for Reg to actually make the classic layout, just to give him a little bit of guidance as to what the top board looked like and what the values on the top board are. So I went down to the arcade in town here and took some pictures of it for Reg to help him make the classic layout. And just a word about the layout here, we are running with a Pook DX, so that's a Pook one on the left hand side, and we've got a Reg Classic on the right hand side. So as ever, oh fuck, I just minimised the wrong thing. Let's do that again, shall we? Well done, Degsy. There we go. Let's get rid of that. Much better, right? So that's why I've chosen these two out of the random 500s that are emulated. I've chosen these two because these have been on site in pubs in the past, or indeed are. And for all I know, this Monopoly one is still in that pub, because they tend to keep the machines on site in pubs for a long time. They don't really move them around that much, particularly the random one, so I wouldn't be surprised if that one's still on site. And I know for a fact that this one is still on site because I can see it through the window. When I walk or drive past the pub, I can see that this machine is still on site at the Central here in Ramsey. Now, with all that said, I personally don't like these things and I tend not to play them. He said with a video of me playing one of them. What I will generally do, I will play them, but not in anger. So what I'll generally do is I'll give them 20 quid, maybe. Perhaps 40 at a push. I'll give them 20 or 40 quid and that'll be it. And I certainly don't go out to play them. You know, like with the fruit machines, you could go out for a session and do a tour of the pubs. I won't do that with random machines. If I'm out anyway, yeah, they might get 20 or 40 quid off me, but I will not go out to the pub just to play random machines. And it's easy to see why. For starters, they're capped at 250 times stake, so to get the £500 jackpot, you've got to be playing them on 2 quid. So a lot of people around here, you'll see them playing them on £1 or 50p. If you're playing it on £1, the jackpot is 250 quid, and if you're playing it on 50p, the jackpot is 125 quid. And the problem is the percentage goes down as well. I know this one, if you knock it down to £1 a go, the percentage goes down to 90%, which is a really shit percentage for a random game. You also know me, when I'm playing random games, I like to be doing sort of 20, 30, 40p spins. £2 a spin is way outside my comfort zone. So not only do you have to play at stupidly big stakes by my standards, you're also getting a shit percentage. And if I'm going to play random games, I'd rather just play online slots, 96, 97% RTP. You can play them on small stakes, 20, 30p, and still have a decent chance of winning a few hundred quid. So these things don't really have any appeal to me, but I'm coming at it with a fruit machine player's mindset, whereby when I went out, it was with the intention and indeed the expectation in many regards of making money. Whereas for casual players, people who like a gamble but were absolutely fed up with traditional fruit machines, you can understand why these make sense for those people. So with all that said, let's actually have a go on these. So we'll start off with Tornado on the left hand side. What I'm going to do is put a few bob through and we'll try and get the features, have a look at how they play. But the thing to remember here is that these are in pubs. If they're not currently on site in pubs of the Isle of Man, they certainly have been in the past, and there's nothing stopping these being sited. You could site a Tornado, either of these machines here, you could just stick them in a pub today and that would be completely legal and above board, and you could play the thing on £2 a go with a £500 jackpot. So let's kick it off. Awesome, got a pound back. So now the way that you have to go on this one, there are 3 bonus features on this. If you get 5 of these sort of wind vane icons here, you get a bonus round. If you get the cloud, I think you've got to get 3 of the clouds. Let's just have a look at the pay table. So yeah, 3, 4 or 5 clouds gives you 10 free games. 5 of a kind in view of the wind vane thing starts the Winds of Wealth feature. The main one that you want, if we just go back there, the main one that you want is Tornado. So you've got to get 3 of the Tornado symbols going from, hang on, let's get back to the base games, going from left to right or right to left, and they've got to be on reels 1, 2 and 3 or 5, 4 and 3. So you can't have them scattered over 5 reels, for example. You've got to get them on 1, 2, 3 or 3, 4, 5. And you'll see here, I mean, obviously it's entirely possible that I'll actually win on this, but you can see the issue here is how quickly your money goes down. So how much is that? So £1.50 win. And this to me is partly why you can't go out and play these for a session. If you were going out for a sesh, you know, like the kind of sesh that you could go out for on traditional fruit machines, you would have to take hundreds and hundreds of pounds with you to sustain a session on these. It just stands to reason if you're playing random games on a 92 or a 94% percentage and you're playing them on £2 a go, that can clearly get very, very expensive very quickly. And indeed you do see people losing a lot of money in these things. in the pubs. I've seen, you know, like the old habits die hard. If I'm in a pub and I've got line of sight to the machines, I will keep half an eye on them, and you do see people binning a lot of money in these things. So there we are. That was that 30? That was 30 quid I've just lost there, in the time it just took me to waffle on a bit for that. So, oh no, that's I put that. Oh, is that the feature? No, they're not on a win line. That doesn't. They've got, not only have they got to be adjacent on 1, 2, 3, they've actually got. And if you look at the win lines on this are fucking crazy. Some of them, I mean, what is that one there? 18 and 19. What the fuck is that supposed to be? Or 11, for example. Some of the win lines on this are a little bit balmy, to be honest with you. So what looks like it's a win isn't necessarily a win. So I actually put an extra... Oh, that might be one. Wait, we've actually got the tornado feature, right? Well, that's quite lucky. So there we are, and now, and Pook's done a brilliant job with these vertical... This is partly why he took it on, by the way. He did say in the release notes for this that he took it on because he wanted to get these vertical reels done. So it's not a bad little feature, this. We haven't done too bad there. It's only cost us like 40 quid to get it. So off it goes. So we want an arrow going... Arrow? That's good. We want another arrow. Another arrow. Come on. No, it's 30 quid. So we got 30 quid off that. There we go. So, bearing in mind, we're still down because we've put 41 quid in at this point and we've just got 30 quid back. So, we'll just carry on playing it. What I'm going to do here is I will try and get all the features. But some of them are quite hard to get. The one with the weather vanes here is you can go a lot of spins to try and get 5 weather vanes the same to get that feature. The clouds one isn't too bad to get. That one does come in a little bit more often. I mean, I was always of the mind. I was always of the opinion that these things didn't really belong in pubs when these first started gaining some degree of popularity in the £35 jackpot era. I thought it was a little bit off that you could have £500 jackpot fruit machines on a £2 plate just sighted in a pub for anyone to play. But my opinion changed, to be honest, once we got to the £70 jackpot era. At that point, you've got a £70 jackpot, £1 a play, and we all knew that the £70 jackpot machines, certainly like a devil of a deal, those reds, they could streak to 210 quid. And they were compensated, and they were on shit percentages, and I couldn't really, in good conscience, I couldn't really object to them. Once we got the horror show of the £70 jackpot fruit machines, even though I did well out of them and won money out of them, I couldn't really morally object to these things here, these £500 jackpot machines being in pubs, because I could well understand that for most people they were a far better option and actually gave them a better game than the fruit machines that they were replacing. So even though I don't personally like these things, and obviously I lost the ability to make money once these things started to take over from traditional fruit machines, I lost the ability to just go out and get free money off fruit machines, but nobody has a God-given right to that. And if I'm absolutely honest about it, I can fully understand why they've done well and why people prefer these to traditional fruit machines. So there we are. Well, as you can see, you can fairly barrel through your money, as you'd expect on £2 a go. But there are, I would say that as many people as not actually play on smaller stakes. You will see people playing these on £1 a go or 50p a go. Oh, we nearly got 5 of them bloody weather vane things all the same now. There's actually a mate of mine, when we go out and about, there's a mate of mine who actually plays them on 10p a go. He wouldn't put a penny in a fruit machine. You could not get him to put a single penny in a fruit machine. He's not interested. But he will put like a £5 in these things. He'll play them on 10p a go. And he'll play maybe put a £5 through, something like that. And if he can win like the price of a pint, he's happy. So people do like the fact that they can change their stake relevant to what they're prepared to lose and how much they want to be able to win. And people do understand that as you change your stake, you change your maximum prize as well. So we're out of money again. But you can see you can fairly rinse some cash through them. But then again, you could I mean, there's that great video on YouTube of Spar managing to get his own. It was actually a clone of Alien, wasn't it? It was the Lucky Leprechauns, the Irish-themed one. Where I think he managed to get it. Was it 73 quid for a feature? I think he managed to get an alien clone that was so battered it wanted like 73 quid or 76 quid or something just for a feature.
75. 73 pounds for a win. 73 pounds for a win.
So when real fruit machines are that fuckable, you can't, like I say, you can't in good conscience say that, you know, £500 jackpot machines don't belong in the pub either. So there we are. This one's doing after that early feature there. This one's doing a bit of work on me, isn't it? And bearing in mind that oh, there we are, we've got the tornado feature. Bearing in mind I haven't collected anything yet. That 30 quid that I put in, I just played the whole thing back through. So let's have another one of these. It does seem to be good at giving you an arrow off the first level. Can we get up another level, maybe? Oh, at 30 quid again, that's only 15 times stake. The only reason that's a decent little chunk of cash, of course, is because we're playing on £2 a go. But if you think about it, that is only 15 times stake. It's not actually an amazing win. So I'm 95 quid in at this point, and I haven't collected anything out, so I'm just playing the wins back through. And again, you do see people doing this. Oh, that was actually, I think 5 of a kind on 10s there. Yeah, I think I actually had 3. I think I actually had 3 5 of a kinds on 10s there. So I think you can see here, as quick as these things can go through your money, I think it's easy to see what the appeal of them is to sort of casual players, because they can see, and they can get a bank of, you know, 60, 70, 80, 90 quid relatively easily, and that is the kind of bank that they would have never ever got to see on a fruit machine. I know, you know, if you're someone who knew what you were doing on fruit machines in the £70 jackpot era, yes, of course, we got quite used to seeing big banks, didn't we? We got used to seeing banks of 140 quid or 210 quid or whatever it was. But you've got to remember that that was the kind of bank that for people who weren't clued up, that was just pie in the sky. They'd never ever see a bank of that kind of size, whereas these machines do give casual players an opportunity to get a decent bank. So what I'm going to do here, I mean, it's a fairly basic game, isn't it? I'll keep spinning for a bit. We'll see if we can get the wind vane feature, but that is quite a hard one to get. It does seem to be quite a rare trigger. And I'll also see if I can get the cloud-free spins as well. Don't think there's anything too much to say about the machines themselves, but they are fairly basic, they are fairly straightforward. I mean, there's nothing really to them in terms of you just press the start button and you get what you're given, and if you get a feature then you can see what it pays. And they're, like I say, they're not really my cup of tea, and I will not go out to play these things. And when I'm on a night out, they don't get that much money off me. I do not get involved with them. I did get, in the interest of full disclosure, when these things were fairly early in their sort of journey into the pubs, one of the first pubs in Ramsey that turned to the dark side of random 500-pounders, I did get really, really involved with one of them. And it was actually in Ocean's 11. It was one of those, that one that you just saw in the video clip before. Let me just bring it back. Yeah, here we are. It was one of these fellas here, Ocean's 11. You can actually see there, by the way, if I just make that a bit bigger. See there? Payout 94%. So when these were sort of fairly new in the pubs, I got balls deep. It was in one of these as well. They've been around for so many years, these things, but they do well. They're popular, so the pubs keep them around. It was some ridiculous amount. I think it was 340 quid. I ended up binning into the thing on £2 a go. I even had to do an emergency run to the cash point to get more money, and I had my mate guard the machine for me, even though it's random and there's no point having the machine guarded because it's random. You know what it's like, gambler's superstition. And it absolutely mugged me. It was something ridiculous, like 340 quid or 360 quid, something like that. And I felt a little bit sick by the end of it, that I'd done so much money in one machine in such a short space of time. And at that point I said, you know what, I'm fucking not getting involved with these things at all. That was the first and only time I got properly involved and got properly balls deep into one of these things, and it was a really unedifying experience. Like I said, right, you know what, I'm not doing that again. And I have not got anywhere close to that far into one of these things since, like I say, these days 20 or 40 quid is about my lot. I'll just have a little punt. If I win, I win. If I lose, I just walk away. I think it's possible to lose far too much money on these things. They're more than I am comfortable with, put it that way. But that does not stop them being popular. Look at that. Does that not count? That doesn't count as a win line, this stupid thing. So there we are. I will bring this one back when we've actually got another feature. Well, look at this. We're coming to the end of that amount I had. I was up at, what was it up at? About 60, 70 quid, something like that. It's had the whole lot back off me now. So I'm over 100 quid in at this point. If you have a look at the current session meters up at the top, I am now £107 into this, and it's still going. And it hasn't taken very long either. I was kind of a little bit lucky to get those 2 tornado features early on. You can see there, this is just another tenner that is rattling through there. Is that going to be... That's 5 dead spins if I get... Oh, I've just got something on the last spin there. It's only a 5 though, so... As you can see, on £2 to go playing random games, your balance can fluctuate quite wildly. So that's another... Let's get another tenner in. And I think you can possibly appreciate here why I tend not to play these things very much. And why I certainly wouldn't consider, you know, going out just to play them, because that way lies ruin. Let's just see if we can get... I've got no sign of that weather vane feature, and I've got no sign of the free spins either with the clouds, but I will keep playing until I hit them, and then we'll see how we're doing cash-wise at the end. That's another... Oh, that's new. We had 3 of them there. You've got to get 5 all the same. Oh, chance of the tornado. I mean, look at that. That was... Let's just put another tenner in. Just see how quickly... So that's another tenner. Just see how quickly it can rattle through a tenner. If you're not getting any wins. Is that a dead spin? That's a dead spin. There we go. That's another dead spin. Oh, chance, no. Just that. Look at that. That's just... Is that... Oh, I've got something there. That's just going to be a couple of quid, I think, that, isn't it? Oh, 5. So we got 5 off that. But my word, it's a little bit ruthless. There we are, we've got to put some more money in. Right, okay, I'll bring you back when we get a feature. See, it's so annoying, things like that. So, we've got 3 on reels 3, 4 and 5, but they're not on a win line, and the one on reel 2 there doesn't count for anything. It just pisses me off when you see things like that. I mean, that's a £20 win there. 5 of your sun symbols there is actually the jackpot. 5 of them on a win line is 500 quid. Okay, I'm now £160 down, so we're going to the £170 block now. And I haven't been pausing the video that much. I've really not been playing this thing for very long, and I'm 170 quid into it already. Oh, there is the wind vane. I got 5 of the east ones, the pink ones, I think. So that is one of the mystery features. Where's it going to stop? 40 quid, 100 quid? Oh, where's it? Does it just stop by itself? I'm not sure. What's it going to do here? Do I have to press anything? Or is it going to stop? Oh, it has stopped. It stopped on 4. Is that the lowest one? There you are. You can see I got all 5 symbols the same. And it gave me a prize of 40 quid. 40 quid doesn't sound too bad, but you've got to put it in perspective. I am on £2 spins here. So it's only 20 times stake. So we have at least seen that feature. I do want to get the free spins. You've got to get 3 of the clouds in view for that. So we'll have a free spins feature. We'll have a look what that looks like. And then we will go over to the Monopoly one. And we'll have a go on that. Do bear in mind, I haven't collected anything out of this bloody thing yet. Because all your wins just go into the same kind of credit bank where they go as if you put money in as well. Which I know is a thing on fruit machines now, but you've got to remember that for a long time on fruit machines, your bank and your credits were always kept separately. I know you can do it now, where you can just transfer credits to play, but back in the day on fruit machines, you always had to collect the bank out, and if you wanted to play it again, you kind of had to collect the bank out and then put the money back in. On these things, that's never been the case because you can just keep on playing. You can see there my credits, and I'll put some money in, so let's just get like that win add up. But now if I actually put £2 in, so £22 credit, But there we are. When I put £2 in, your wins and the money that you put in all go into the same place, which of course makes it very, very easy to just keep on playing. Whereas with a fruit machine back in the £25 and £35 days, of course, you had to collect the bank out and then put it back in. Whereas on these things, you never had to do that, and you do see people doing that, whereby they just keep on playing because it's very easy to do, because all of your... So you see there, when I get some wins, they just go straight back into my credit bank, as we'll see there. It's just one kind of homogeneous pot of money. So I'll actually put 173 quid into this. Obviously I have had the opportunity to collect the bank out a couple of times, but there's 2 of the clouds, you see there, we nearly had the free spins there, so I will keep it going. We do need to see the free spins feature, and hopefully now, I've gone an awful long time here without getting a tornado feature either, so maybe we'll just get one more tornado feature, we'll try and get that free spins feature, and then we'll move on to Monopoly. Well, I'm now running at £233 in. I've only been playing for about, what, 20 minutes, something like that? It's a scary rate of knots that you can lose money at on these things. As I found out the hard way early on and then swore off ever getting involved. After that 340 quid kicking, a 360 quid kicking, whatever it was, I made a hard pledge at that point never to get properly involved with these things again, and I never did, and this is the reason why. There goes another, so that is a tenner in there, 11 quid, that's 243. Oh, for fuck's sake, that doesn't count. And it's it's making really heavy weather of getting this free spins bonus. I'll keep going. Finally, you can see 5 clouds in view. So we got 5 clouds in view, and that awards 10 free games. The 5 scatters trigger itself, it only pays ever so slightly extra. And on these free spins, if we can get a cloud forming as part of the win, it will double the win. There's the doubling lightning strike. What does that... Oh, well, it did something there, didn't it? I'm not entirely sure what it did. It did a lightning strike thing, so maybe it modified the win. I missed exactly what it did. But as you can see, these free spins aren't amazing. Looks to me like they're just on the same reels, and there's no multiplier or anything that I can see, so it's certainly not going to save us. If you look, I'm actually 280 quid into this up to now. So there we are. What's it? Lightning strike. Oh, it just gives you an amount of money. So that's put me up to 64 quid there. So, any chance of any more? We got that. So, the free spins weren't too bad there. With the scatters trigger and the wins, I think it was 66 quid. So what I'm going to do now, we have seen... I mean, bearing in mind, yes, okay, fine, I've got a bank of 68 quid there, which I could collect, but I'm £282 in. So even if I collected that bank, I'm over £200 down. So what I'm going to do is play down that bank, and we'll see if we can just get another tornado feature or something like that on the way down. But we have now seen there's only 3, well, say there's only 3 features, that's not too bad, a slot having 3 features on it, so we have seen all 3 features now, but I would just like to get that tornado feature one more time and see if we can get it to go off the bottom. Well, we've got off the bottom level, but we haven't got off the second level up. It would be nice if we could get to the 3rd level. Or we can try... Oh, well, if you get to the top level, the minimum... Oh, we've just got it! Fuck it, I was looking up at the reels there, and it dropped in. So there we are. So here we are. Let's see what we can get. We'll have one more tornado feature on the way out. At least get off the bottom level. Come on. Good. Right, can we get off the 2nd level? Come on, come on. We had 30 quid twice here. Yes, we're up, we're up, we're up. Right, okay, come on, keep going. Oh, 80 quid. 80 quid. So that's 40 times stake. Oh, there we are. We've got a... You know what? We have at least got... Shall we collect that out? So let's collect our 128 quid out. So yeah, that's probably a good time to get off, isn't it? I'm still down though, I'm still well down. Even though I'm collecting out a bank of 128 quid, I'm still going to be confident, well, I'll say comfortably down, considerably down. So let's just have a look. Collect that bank out, and let's just see where we've finished up. So we've got it all out there. A very common sound in the pubs of the Isle of Man is people collecting big banks out of these things all in pound coins. So yeah, I'm still the best part of 160 quid down, 280 odd quid in, 128 pound out, so I'm still well down. So let's have a go on this. I think this one is actually very similar. I'm not entirely sure, because if you have a look at the info, it does sound, if you look at the wins there and the way it all works, it sounds very, very similar to Tornado here. So I'm wondering if this is almost like a semi-reglass, and I think it's got the same stupid win lines as well. So let's have a go on this. There's our mystery win feature. The main thing that we're looking out for are the passports. 3 passports, exactly the same as the way Tornado works, and that'll give us a go at the top board there. Remember that this is what the real thing looks like. So there you go. It's not a bad cabinet, and you can see there we've got the top board there that we want to trigger the game at the top. Actually, I'm just looking here. They're not actually exactly the same machine, are they? They are. Even though they've got the same top board, that's random Monopoly, and this is Monopoly Wonders of the World, but I'm sure they're pretty much the same thing. So we'll do the same as we did on Tornado. We'll have a crack on this, and we'll see if we can get all the features, and then I will wrap this one up.
It's Monopoly time!
Oh, that has come in very soon. Look at that. That's like my first tenner that's come in there, so that's not too bad, is it? So let's have a go on the streak board here. Where's it? It's not as exciting as the Tornado thing I thought that was... 50. It can keep going, though. That's the thing with this. Unlike Tornado, whereas you only get one shot at it, this can keep going round. Well, it's managed to hit 15 quid. Are we going to get another one? That it. 30 quid. Meh.
It's Monopoly time!
There we are. Back in again, just playing down the bank. So that's quite good. Let's see if we can do better than 30 quid this time. Where's that going? That 20 quid. Do we get another go? Yes, we do get another go. Where's that one going to go? Oh, I fucking just landed on... And it's going to stop there. So, the first one, it landed on 15 quid twice, and the second one, it landed on 20 quid twice. That's not very good, is it?
I'm rich! It's Monopoly time!
Well, this is landing quite generously, isn't it? So let's have another go. See if we can do better than fucking 40 quid. It seems it's very good at hunting out these shit values, isn't it? Let's have another go. Oh, don't stop on. This is some bad coding, isn't it? Fucking that. Bleh. I mean, yeah, okay, I guess it's dropping in fairly regularly, but it's paying pretty crap.
It's Monopoly time!
And again, okay, let's have another go. I mean, I can't complain about the regularity with which it's dropping in. For fuck's sake, that is shocking. It's just going to do another 15 now. I've got a horrible feeling it will. A bit cruddy, this, isn't it? Still, I'm building up a reasonable bank. I could actually collect and be in profit on this one, unlike a Tornado.
It's Monopoly time!
And again. Anyone else getting a 15 or 20 pound feeling about this? For the value going to land on? Oh, it's landed on streak. Right, okay, let's see what we get. 40 quid. 60 quid. Well, not too bad, is it? Oh, 110 quid. 100 Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. Oh, there we go. Look at that bank. Now then, this is all off my first tenner. I only put a tenner into this, and everything that I've been playing off since then has all been off that first tenner. So, okay, Tornado did a little bit of a piece of work on me there, but I think now you can understand why these things have taken off, because there's always been people around on the Isle of Man who like to have a gamble, because it's a fairly small place. You get used to seeing the same faces in the same pubs from time to time. And what I noticed over the years was that people who would always have a go on the fruit machines, over the years they just stopped playing them, and you'd see people who you would kind of got used to seeing stood at the machines playing the fruit machines. Then over the years you'd just see them sat down instead. They wouldn't go near the fruit machines. But once these things started to turn up in the pubs, you would then see those people playing them again. You would see them playing the machines for the first time in a long time. People who had given up on fruit machines were more than happy to play these things. And what I also noticed was people would play these who wouldn't play fruit machines. So people who you'd never seen playing the fruit machines before, or playing the machines in pubs before, they were happy to play these. They were happy to have a go on random games. So, and you can understand the appeal here. This is the kind of thing that they can do. I only put a tenner into this, and I've now got the ability to withdraw over £220. You can understand the appeal of that versus the shocking state that people like myself, you know, I've got to hold my hands up. You give me a doable £70 jackpot machine and I will do it and I will stay on top of it. But I do not blame the operators for getting rid of fruit machines and replacing them with these, and I can fully understand why people will play these and why they prefer these to traditional reel-based AWPs, compensated machines that are doable on dog shit percentages. It doesn't take a genius to work out why they fell out of favour and why these things, these random games with big cash prizes and relatively high percentage payouts, yes, we know that 92% is not a good payout for a random game, but it's a heck of a lot better than a compensated machine at 76% that's got people like me going round absolutely nailing them to the floor, keeping on top of them, and basically making sure that nobody wins on those apart from players who know what they're doing, and obviously you cannot do that with a random machine. So you know what, I've done okay there. There you go. That's the kind of thing that just anyone could have walked up and done what I did there, which is put a tenner in and collects a bank of 200 quid. It's very, very easy to see the appeal of that. Now, obviously, in the wild, you're going to collect that 200 quid. That's a really nice raise. That would be a £190 raise. What I am going to do is play this down. So let's just remember, I could have cashed out here at 220 odd quid, and if you were playing this for real, that's what you would do. But for the purposes of this video, I'll play it down and we'll see if we can get those other two features.
It's Monopoly time.
Well, as it is, we've got another one of these, so we did all right on the last one. Let's see what we get this time. Those other two features seem to be quite hard to land. It's back to this, so I think we're probably going to get another 20 if the previous behaviour is to be repeated. Oh, even worse, 30 is probably going to stop there, is it? Oh no, we've got another one. Oh, that's something at least. It's going to be 15, isn't it? Ah, that's going to stop at 50 quid, I guess. Yeah. Still, back up over 200 quid. Let's just see if we can get those other two features.
It's Monopoly time.
Well, it's this fella again. I just can't land the other bloody features for the life of me, though. So let's have a see what it wants to do this time. 40. Do we get another one? Oh, no, just 40 quid. But again, that's put me back up to nearly 200 quid. I cannot land these other two features. I'll keep going.
It's Monopoly time.
Well, here we go again. We've got this, so let's see what we've got. And it... 40 quid. And that's it, only 40 quid. And I'm afraid we're just going to have... I've discovered, by the way, stupid me, it's got an autoplay. You can just press the auto button there, and it will literally do everything by itself, which makes it a bit easier. And there's me bashing the space bar like an idiot. So we'll just keep this going. My balance is holding up okay. My balance is holding up around 200 quid. I just want to see these other two features.
It's Monopoly time.
Well, we're in again. This just keeps landing. Let's see what we get this time. 25. Do we get another spin? No, just a flat 25 quid, but that will take me up over 200 quid again. Hey, it's cheaper than playing online slots, this, isn't it?
It's Monopoly time.
Right, this has gone on a bit of a rampage now. As you can see, I've only got 85 quid left. Hopefully this feature will pull a bit back. I simply cannot land those other two features. Where's that? Oh, no, it's found another 20 quid, and that's... Oh, it's going again. It's going to stop there. 60 quid, so that puts me back up to 145. I can give this a bit longer, but Mrs. Degsy and Degsy Jr. will be back soon, and I will get shouted at if I'm still rabbiting on when Degsy Jr. gets back. I'll give it a bit longer, but I may actually have to wrap this one up before we get those other two features. I'm sure they'd be absolutely fantastic if we could see them. Well, I'll play down what I've got in the bank here, and then I'm probably going to have to call it at this point. All you've got to do is get 3 of the dice in view. So you see there, they're scattered on all of the reels. You just need 3 or more of them in view for the free spins. I haven't got that once. Or you have to get 5 Monopoly symbols all the same. So you can see there you've got the horse and cart, or the horse and chariot, is that? I don't know. Let's have a look on the next spin. We'll probably see some more. So yeah, so 5 cars or 5 bikes or 5 steam engines, whatever it is. You've got to get the same symbol on all 5 reels scattered. Anywhere. Oh, there we are! Fuck me, actually dropped in real time. So it's just gone straight off. Autoplay really does do everything by itself. So it's good. I'm glad we got that in real time there, because I'm not sure I've been quick enough to press the Bandicam pause button. So how much have we got up to now? They are just, is it literally just 10 free spins with no modifier or nothing? That's, oh dear, this was not worth waiting for, was it, at all? Is this the whole thing? So there's a, well, we got, oh, and it's just adding everything straight into the bank, isn't it, as well? So what did we get off that? Oh, there's a 15 quid. Well, and it's just carried on. So did we get about 30... Oh, was it 35 quid? Yeah, 35 quid. So after all that, we got 35 quid off the free spin. So that's like 17.5 times stake, isn't it? So that was... Oh, and there... I don't believe it. It's just dropped in again in the space of 3 spins. You fucking... Well, that's random for you. It does weird things sometimes. But these are really bad, these spins, aren't they? They're just not... There's just nothing exciting. There's a 5er. That's 9 quid. It does add it up, but you can see that's the running total there. So it's 11 quid up to now. So it looks to me like it literally is. We haven't even got that, like, the doubling or the lightning strike thing that we've got on Tornado there. Oh, nearly a 5 of a kind there. But that was 40... We've got one more. So 50 quid. You can see there that was a £50 bonus. Alright then, we can give it a little bit longer. We'll just see if we can get those 5 matching symbols, and then we will have seen all of the features on both of the games. But I'm starting to get up against the clock here. Mrs. Degsy will be WhatsApping me shortly to let me know that her and Junior are on the way back, so I'd better have shut up by then. But we'll just give it a little bit longer, see if we can land that other feature. I mean, the thing to remember here is that I am still playing off a tenner. I landed that first feature off a tenner in, and I've been playing on the balance ever since. Right, I'm going to have to call it on this one now. As you can see, I am under 50 quid, but this is all off a tenner, and I can't really complain. I've been plugging away at this thing now, solidly at £2 a spin for well over an hour, and I'm fucked if I can land that 5 Monopoly symbol bonus round, so I'm just going to have to call it quits at this point. And oh, there we are. 4 bikes there. I thought I was just going to get it live on camera, but alas, it is not to be. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this kind of window into the world of random £500 jackpot machines. If you ever find yourself on the Isle of Man, oh, there we are, just got a Monopoly feature right at the end. If you ever find yourself over here and you go for a beer, do not be surprised, because any pub that you walk into, they are going to have one or more of these random £500 jackpot machines. An actual fruit machine is a very rare sight over here now. Where's that one going to fit? It's going to land on 15 quid. Is that it? 60 quid? So there we are, I'm back up over 100 quid. I could still collect £100 at this point, and I'd be £90 in profit, but time has got the better. I thought I had plenty of time to just get 3 fucking features on 2 random games, but this one does not want to cough that bloody Monopoly symbol feature, so I'm going to have to... Oh! 4 of the fucking steam engines there, and it's just not quite done it, has it? So there you are. thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I'll catch up with you next time. But for now, it is a goodbye.